Can you actually escape HMP Irongate with zero heat? Well, I'm going to try and beat the hardest prison in the main game, with this heat counter always staying at zero. Will it be possible? Let's see. Now, before we start, I had to name the fourth guard so that I could easily know who had the red key, but other than that, there wasn't going to be any other shortcuts. And so I started the first few days by gathering items and raising my intellect. The really hard part about this challenge is that the day in this prison is really short and has a really tight schedule where you're free to roam around the prison. Because of that, I had to be really efficient with raising my stats but also gathering items. You only get about 3 in-game hours to do anything for your escape, those being from job time and the free period, which only was 1 hour. Surprisingly though, the guards weren't the big problem here. May I introduce to you the cameras. The cameras alone made me fail around 3 times, some from my stupidity and others from them just locking onto me. But when that happens, I have to load the game and start over. With that being said, the first few days nothing really happened other than follow routine and get some items. Now I figured I would escape through the vent system because it would be easier than just going through the main door. Also, the guard outfit was out of the question. Being seen by inmates or guards in it could raise the heat by 1% every time, which will kill the challenge entirely. That isn't to say I didn't have some slip-ups obviously, and some pretty close calls, but I proceeded to farm some money with the mediocre janitor job because it was too risky to get any other. I managed to find 2 balsa woods pretty quickly and buy them off for even a decent price. After that, I started crafting some of the items I will be needing in the escape, which was flimsy cutters for now, a fake vent cover to seal the vent back up when I do cut it, a bed dummy so the guards won't know I left the cell, a cutting floss, those will be used to cut down the vent, and also a wad of putty with molten plastic. Oh, and let's not forget the one-shot cup of molten chocolate. I'm guessing you're probably asking yourself how I got so much money from the janitor job. Well, I also needed to start doing favors around the prison so I could afford buying all the items I needed to raise the opinion of others, but mostly for the cash, and trust me, I needed a lot of money. Anyway, after crafting all the items I needed for the escape, I also needed a place to stash the contraband, so what better place than the vent system I was going to use to escape anyway. There was also some vent snares to cut up there that I needed to get through, but we are going to come back to those later. For now, I needed to get a red key and make a plastic staff key, which, trust me, wasn't easy at all. Some of the times the guard won't come up to the sales area at all, and some of the times there were a lot of guards around him so I couldn't take him out. But eventually I got it done and could finally proceed. I also realized later on that I did in fact grab the guard outfit off of the guard, which was really dumb because I didn't need it anyway. After that, I found my first crowbar out of the 2 I needed for the grappling hook I will use in the escape. I then got back up into the vents and stashed the next items I needed, but I had to be pretty quick, otherwise the camera timer will go back to 0 and it will activate again and I could risk being seen when I do come down from the vent, which will make me load the game once again. I also crafted the sail, which I will need to craft the makeshift raft for the escape. Oh, and let me not forget about upgrading the cutters to sturdy cutters. The last few days were the most boring, I would say. I needed to find a crowbar, which I did eventually, and now start hunting for 3 ropes, which for some reason were impossible to find. There is one thing I will say about this challenge, and that is that it's really luck based on whether they want to sell you those crowbars and ropes. I found one on day 13 thankfully after about 3 in-game days, which was brutal. Then another one on day 14, which wasn't bad, and then the last one on day 16. Here we go, we're almost there. I just had to craft the grappling hook, which will help us climb walls of the prison. The raft base, which combined with the sail and the rope, we get a makeshift raft. And that's it, I was ready for the escape, but I thought it would be better to sleep this night to save the game, just in case things do go south, and do it in the next night. Well, the last thing between freedom and finally completing this challenge are those slats in the vents and some other stuff on the outside. But I really did enjoy doing this challenge. It was pretty challenging and frustrating sometimes, yes, but that's what made it fun, and I'll definitely make more challenge videos like this in the future. This was my first ever challenge video I did on this game, and hopefully not the last, but if you really did enjoy this one, I will make more and better ones in the future. Anyway, enough about this, enjoy the escape. There you go. I beat HMP Irongate with zero heat. I personally thought it would be impossible, but it's not. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and I'm going to see y'all in the next one.